Hello, welcome, guys, to a terrific Tuesday. I'm Brenda. I am a personal care home provider in the state of Georgia. There are differences between personal care home and in-home care. All right, I did a video on this, so you can look back on that video to see the differences. Okay, now I'm being honest, transparent with you guys. I'm not going to make it seem like it's an easy thing to do. But I'm going to be honest with you. I am coming to you from a different perspective, okay? I'm coming to you as a caregiver, business owner, provider, CNA, nurse. So what I want to say is that there are a lot of videos out there, and people want to show the good side. They want to show because I'm not knocking that at all, but the good side comes later. It can come years later. Okay, I'm just being honest. So when you're starting out, and it depends on how many you're licensed for, how many individuals that you're licensed for. It depends on the demographics. It depends on the level of care. It depends on a lot of factors. Okay. So I have been doing this business since 2003. I started in another state. Okay. And states are different. All right. Some states are easier than others. I want to say that. Now, when I started out, I was a Medicaid provider from the very beginning. I didn't know any other way but to be the Medicaid provider. All right. So when you are a Medicaid provider, the rates are different. All right. So in that particular state, it was easier. It was back in 2003, and it was easier. Rules and regulations changed throughout the years. Okay. So in the state of Georgia, in order to become a Medicaid provider, there are several factors. Okay. So say if you have a personal care home, they want you to have at least 7 or more individuals in order to become a Medicaid provider for a personal care home. All right. Also, in order to become a Medicaid provider, to have 7 or more, you are going to need a fire sprinkler system in your facility or your home, whatever you want to call it. You are going to need a fire sprinkler system. So you need to actually get the fire sprinkler system first before you increase your capacity to get 7 or more people. All right. So once, say you went ahead, got your fire sprinkler system, you apply for your permit to get more than 6 people. And then once you do that, then you can become a Medicaid provider. So it's a step. It's a process. It does not happen overnight. I don't know if people will tell you that, but it does not happen overnight. It's a process. It's about a 9-month to a year process as far as getting your Medicaid provider number. You need to take a class that you have to be invited to. You need to submit your permit to show that you are licensed for the 7 or more people before you are invited to that class to become a Medicaid provider. Okay? All right, so enough of that part. I'm looking at my time, guys. It's 4 minutes. You know I don't like to do videos over 10 minutes, okay? This one might be over 10 minutes. Hey.
You think
You can go to her room and ask her. Go and ask her. Okay, now, sorry about that, guys. One of my residents was talking to me. Okay, so,
what roommate?
Room 5. Go down the hall on the first door on the right. Okay, so also, guys, when you're starting out in this business, okay, now I started out slow in this particular state because I had to learn all the rules, the regulations, and different things that you need to know that necessarily it may not be, you may not be able to Google it. Or if you don't have a mentor, you're going to need to find out that information yourself. So a lot of information may not be on Google. Okay, I'm just saying. I didn't Google stuff. I just learned by trial and error. Okay, which I think to me, either way, however you get your information, just you need to get the information. Okay, so I started out small. I started out with 2 people in my own home. Sorry guys, I got a text. Okay, anyway, I started out small. I started out with 2 people, and I was still working a full-time job. Okay, those 2 people that I had were level ones. They were independent. They were able to hey, all right now, behave. Did she say she wanted to go?
She, it's 2 o'clock. I'm gonna walk to 12,
Okay.
and then she went down later.
Okay. You are? Okay. Thanks, Susan. All right. Dedication. I like it. Okay, so guys, so I was still working a full-time job, and I had 2 people that was residing with me that were independent. Okay, so that helped me learn some of the things that I need to learn when I had those 2 residents, and then I was also working in the healthcare field. So I was doing a lot of learning and finding out information, and that helped me. So once I found out some of the things that I wish I would have known beforehand, I said, okay, well, I want to increase my capacity. I want to grow. I want to scale. And then, the way I look at stuff too is if it's for you, it's going to fall in your lap. It's going to, or all the steps are going to line up in your favor, where you may not need to go out and find out the information. The information comes to you. That's kind of what happened with me. A lot of stuff came to me without me going to look for it. So things were being lined up for me by people that I didn't even know, and it just worked out. Now, that may not happen to you or for everybody, but I feel that if it's meant for you, if God feels that it's meant for you, that this is what you're supposed to do, if you found your purpose, then a lot of times it's going to fall in your lap. Now, not to say that it's not going to be easy, that it's easy, so but it did fall in my lap, a lot of stuff. Even when I did the business back in 2003, when I started back in 2003, I was really unsure. I knew that I wanted to do a business, right? I didn't know exactly what kind of business. Well, I started out doing a home daycare. That fell in my lap. I was working, and it fell in my lap, basically. I got chosen in this particular county. They chose 3 homes in that county to do it was a trial, what do you call it? Man, lost my train of thought. It was like a pilot program, and for that particular county. So in that county, my child at the time brought home in his book bag about doing a home daycare. And I said, okay, yeah, I want to do a home daycare. I didn't know where to start. He brought home this flyer. I looked at it. I was like, and they said, if you want to be a home daycare provider, you need to apply. So I applied and did what they wanted me to do. They came out and they chose my home was one of the homes out of the 3 that they chose. So it fell in my lap. I didn't go looking for it. My son brought the flyer home in his book bag. So I was one of the homes that was in. I'm looking at my time, guys. I'm over 10 minutes, but this one might be a little longer. Okay, it's story time. So I ended up doing a home daycare for a early childhood center that did a pilot program in this particular county. So they screened the children. They screened the children and the families. They had to qualify. They had to work a certain amount of hours, different things. So they had to qualify. So the center screened the kids for us, and then they sent the kids to our home daycare. So I was licensed for 6 little kids, 2 and 3-year-olds, and it, like I said, it fell in my lap. I didn't go out looking for it, and so an opportunity came in a different state. I did the home daycare for maybe about a year. And then this other opportunity fell in our lap. And so I was like, wow, okay, this is even better. So we moved to another state and ended up doing an adult family care home. I initially wanted to do an assisted living, but I didn't know that there were differences at that time. Because there are differences. Even in Florida, there was differences, okay? So, somebody kept saying, oh, you need to do a group home. You need to do a group home. I didn't know it was a difference between a group home, assisted living home, an adult family care home. I didn't know at the time all these differences, but there were differences, different clientele, different rules and regs. So we ended up doing an adult family care home. And everything fell into our lap. Now, needless to say, the application was a challenge because it was my first time. Didn't know what to expect, whatever. I had the Medicaid application from the very beginning. Filled it out. If you make a mistake, they send it back. They go through the application 1 page at a time. If they find a mistake on the first page, they're going to send it all back to you. You correct that mistake and you send it back in. So instead of them going through the entire application packet and telling you everything that it was incorrect, they went page by page. So it took me about 6 months, no lie, to get the application right for the Medicaid provider in the state of Florida. I'm like, well, God dog, okay. But I didn't give up. Didn't know what to expect. Finally got approved. Thank God. But I didn't give up. So went through that process, but I'm going to cut this short. It's 13 minutes in. I will elaborate more on my story. You need to keep watching my videos because in the next videos I may talk more about my experience. And then I just want to be able to, be transparent with you guys. I want this video to help someone that may be on the edge, on the fence, sitting on the fence, halfway straddled, about whether to do it, whether not to do it, so forth. But just remember that don't give up. If this is something that you truly, truly want to do, don't give up, first of all. And you're going to need to work. It's not going to be easy. You may see the limelight and all the, glitz and glam with some people, but it wasn't always that way with them either. It didn't start out that way. And I'm showing you a different perspective of the business. They may show you the glamorous side of the business. I'm showing you the real side. I'm showing you being in the trenches, okay? That's just the way that it is. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. Just remember that. Trouble don't last always, guys. All right, this is Brenda. I am a personal care home provider in the state of Georgia. I like to encourage, inspire, motivate others to get it going, okay? And but like the video, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And keep watch, guys. I'll be putting out more information, more content, okay? Take care. Have a wonderful Tuesday.